A cooperative effort to combat food insecurity in Wood County brought 7,000 pounds of fresh produce and critical community resources straight to the horseshoe of Parkersburg High School. Our Cassidy Fury shares how a partnership between Highmark Health Options and Old Man River's mission is filling bellies and strengthening local neighborhoods.
Parkersburg High School served as the perfect backdrop for the second of 5 farm-to-family outreach events held across West Virginia. Organized by Highmark Health Options in partnership with Old Man Rivers, the entire 7,000-pound distribution was entirely sourced from area farms.
I think, it's about the community and for the community, so every bit that we can keep inside the community is for the better. And there's a sort of level of quality when you're getting it in locally. So
Highmark Health Options provided $10,000 in funding to Old Man Rivers to purchase the food, securing fresh selections like corn, potatoes, and giant crates of cabbage from Bob's Market and Greenhouse. Highmark President Jason Landers said for Medicaid patients, addressing hunger is the first step to ensuring healthy lives.
And we're worried about getting people immunizations and making sure that they get checkups and they're taking their medicines and all that. But none of that matters if you've got an empty belly. You're never going to be healthy if you've got an empty belly.
Almost 300 households turned out to participate. Beyond food, the outreach served as a one-stop shop for community services, providing Vandalia health clinics, free legal assistance, and more. Organizers were proud to deliver high-quality nutrition that rural families cannot always afford in a typical grocery store.
The variety of the fruits and vegetables that we were able to offer wasn't really bland. We were able to offer all kinds of different fruits and maybe more expensive produce that a family wouldn't typically purchase if they were in the grocery store themselves. So I was happy to be able to do that. Overall, it was a really great event.
Franklin was surprised to learn at the end of the day that Highmark's head guy was rolling up his sleeves right alongside the employee volunteers. For Landers, returning to his own neighborhood to directly serve local families makes all the difference.
We love this state. We love the people. It was important to me to do this in this community because this is our community. This is home, and I wanted to be home and impact our people.
Highmark's next farm-to-family events are scheduled for August 14th in Martinsburg, followed by an August 18th stop in Logan County. Reporting in Parkersburg, I'm Cassidy Fury with WTAP News.
Coming up in sports.